conditions have deteriorated since qualifying. The rain well and truly coming down. Mike Turner there creeping a little bit away from pole position, but he does have the lead as the field heads down to Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. A good start though by Richard Johnson from the outside of row 2, but it's Tom Mills in car number 10 that takes the lead. But on board we go with Richard Johnson in the Van Diemen. He slides his car up the inside of Tom Mills. He's alongside now as they climb Hailwood Hill into Druids for the first time, and it looks like Richard Johnson has the lead. Yes, he does. In second place then it's Tom Mills. In third place I think that was Patrick Murphy. Mike Turner after that creeping up start getting back down to fourth position. So that's the way of it as they head along Cooper Straight for the first time. It looks like Colin Roger is in fifth position, trying to take fourth away from Mike Turner, and he does so. So Colin Roger, you can see in the red car, moving up a place there into fourth position, and Mike Turner going backwards really, having qualified very well in the dry. It looks like he might lose another place as well before too much longer. That's number 9, Chris Gilbert, who's trying very hard indeed to find a way past. Coming up to complete lap 1, and look at these conditions, they really are appalling. It's Richard Johnson in the lead of the race, Tom Mills second, Patrick Murphy in third place. Into Paddock Hill Bend we go for the second time then. There's Mike Turner, pole position man, already back down to sixth place, number 39. Up the hill they go. Richard Johnson turns in the lead, and a spinner in the background there. That's Chris Gilbert going round into the barrier, and his car now stranded in the middle of the circuit. Now that's not a place he would like to be stuck with another 20 odd cars trying to come round Paddock Hill Bend and climb up to Druids. He climbs out of the car and very quickly will scamper to the safe side of the barrier. And we can see on the replay there, more or less out of nowhere, out of the spray, comes Chris Gilbert, and you can see the bodywork flying off the car as it impacts with the barrier there. That's the Lola of Chris Gilbert, now in a very poor state of repair. So the safety car comes out. It's going to take a little while to clear up this mess, I think, but it does mean that Richard Johnson will hold on to his lead. Good news, I suppose, for the second place car of Tom Mills. It means that the gap will be maintained. Just a little bit of shuffling to do with the safety car having picked up, I think, about Mike Turner in about fifth position when it came out. But we're sorted now, and racing gets back underway on lap number 9, and it is number 11, Richard Johnson, 4 times a winner this season, leading into Paddock Hill Bend for the 10th time now in second place. It's the number 10 car of Tom Mills. Then it's Patrick Murphy, Colin Roger in fourth position. You can just see in the background there the red and yellow slippery surface flag being shown by the marshals. Well, it's slippery enough in the rain. I suspect that some oil went down in that incident involving Chris Gilbert at that part of the circuit, so it will be particularly treacherous up Hailwood Hill. Now we're going along the Cooper Straight into Surtees with number 11, Richard Johnson, who's had a pretty successful season. He was denied by his brother in the first round here at Brands Hatch on the Grand Prix circuit, but Nick Johnson, the champion of 2005, not defending his title this season. Yellow flags going out, so someone has had a spin onto the grass, just trying to identify who that might be. Rest of the field going through, and someone with problems there. That's number 32, Keith Miller there, who just rejoins the circuit. I think Keith Miller might already have been a little bit down the order. Number 39 there, Mike Turner, making his way through. That's Harry Chapman that's just behind him now, number 27. We go on board with Harry, who's had a somewhat mixed season, lying in fourth place in the championship coming into this Brands Hatch round. He is going to try and take fifth place away from Mike Turner, who held pole position, of course, after qualifying, but it's very difficult to get close to the car in front because of the spray being kicked up by these prototype type cars. But there, a mistake from Turner, and that could give Chapman the advantage. He almost overlapped with Turner there, going into the final part of this long right-hander through Clark Curve along the pit straight. It looks like Harry Chapman has made it through. Yes, he has. So Harry Chapman now goes up a position, and that is on the 10th lap of the race. And here's Colin Roger, car number 2, coming towards us now. Then we've got a slower car next up. That's Jonas Quanstrom, and Harry Chapman, well, waving his hand at Jonas, who's a back marker. Harry Chapman there in 5th position and trying to defend from Mike Turner as well. He doesn't for 2nd and 3rd. I think there might have been a change there just coming up Paddock Hill Bend. We'll try and see if there has been. Yes, I think there has. Number 2, the red car, Colin Roger at Paddock Hill Bend, getting ahead of number 10, Tom Mills. And I really think that Tom Mills is not liking these wet conditions. He's going backwards now. He's losing an awful lot of time. There's Nick Bates again, number 4. he climbs the hill. He's still there in 8th position, and I don't think he's going to make much progress from there. Just going past the number 32 back marker once more. Through Graham Hill Bend, Nick Bates at number 4 there in the Lola, the 8790, one of the leading Class B cars, indeed the leading Class B car. Two classes in Duratec, Class A for purpose-built Sports 2000 Duratec cars, Class B for cars converted from another championship or from Pinto specification, as is the case with Nick Bates' vehicle there. So we're coming into the closing stages of this race now. It's Richard Johnson really getting away quite nicely. Colin Roger there in 2nd place. There's a lot of traffic ahead of him, but well, where is Tom Mills? You can see, or rather you can't, exactly how far ahead now. Number 2 Colin Roger, who surely now is the Jolly Roger, has got ahead of Tom Mills. There's 24, and 24 is the car of Ian Doble, who had a spin on the first lap. He started in the top 10 and is fighting his way back through. That's Ian Doble in the car bit. He though is passed by Colin Roger, so Colin Roger puts him a lap down. You can see though that Richard Johnson has a pretty handsome advantage going into the final stages of this race. Well, the last lap board now goes out, and that's probably a merciful sight for all of these drivers who it won't have been the most enjoyable race of their career, I don't think, driving around in these absolutely horrible conditions for the Formula Ford Festival at Brands Hatch. But for Richard Johnson, well, it's been a masterclass really in wet weather driving. He's been absolutely dominant in the Van Diemen. Colin Roger's been pretty useful as well, fighting his way up into 2nd position. He started 8th on the grid, so it's a pretty good showing from Colin. But Richard Johnson making his way through the final couple of right-handers now through clearways and onto Clark Curve for the final time. That will bring him up towards the checkered flag, and Richard Johnson is about to make it his 5th win of the season. The checkered flag is out, he does so now, and for definite, Richard Johnson is the champion in the Van Diemen, waiting to see who comes home in 2nd place. It should be Colin Roger in the Lola, and Tom Mills it will be that comes home 3rd in the Gun eventually. Patrick Murphy, despite that spin, is in 4th place. Clive Hayes getting ahead of Harry Chapman in the end for 5th.